with the educated opinion on topics of all varieties. This your boy Bubba, and you already know what I'm about to say, right? You are listening to Bubba's Banter. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your motherfucking boy. I ain't gotta say no names, right? But I am anyway. It's your boy Bubba, and you are watching and also listening to Bubba's Banter. I hope you guys are living well, feeling well. I am doing good. Um, yeah, it's been like kind of a long. Well, it's not even been a long week. It's been a long 2 days. Like these past 2 days, been kicking my. I had to get a little drink tonight because I was like, these past 2 days just been like chaotic. And I'm just like, God damn, like, can it be Friday already? Because I already know Friday I'm gonna get fucked up. So I'm just like, can it be Friday already? Because I am so tired of what's going on. Because Jesus Christ, it's just too much. But anyways, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. Also hit like, share, and follow me on my social medias, which is the real Doc Dre, and Bubba's Banter Podcast, which is Instagram. Because I always tend to forget to say IG or whatever, because I know some of y'all be like, why the fuck is he not gonna tell us exactly where? Like, but anyways, and follow me on my Facebook page, which is Bubba's Banter. And also, I'm on an audio, all types of audio platforms or streaming platforms, as you would like to say. Um, and I know y'all like to listen to me that way as well. So go ahead and hit the link in the description box and you'll see exactly where I'm streaming at. But if you're using Spotify, please subscribe to me on there, because Bubba's Banter is hosted by Spotify for podcasters, all right? So make sure y'all do that. And I always say this every show, and y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't know why I gotta say it. They were designed with the big boy in mind, all right? Go get you some of them bearskin underwear. They're really, really good. I love them. I don't have a pair on me to show y'all right now. I mean, I have a pair on literal on right now, but I'm not gonna stand up and show y'all though. Um, but I'm telling you, these underwear are very, very comfortable. They got socks, they got jock straps, they got hats, they got all types of shit. So go check them out at bearskin.com. And if you use my promo code Bubba, you would get 15% off in the checkout order. All right. All right, y'all. So I have a new guest on my show. Um, we've been hanging out for a little bit, been kicking it, got mutual friends, and we became friends. We've been talking about a lot of this like stuff out in public, and just like when we just chilling and just that's just us two and just having conversation. And I was like, I actually want to bring him on here so we can have this conversation on here. So I'm gonna bring my boy Matisse in and have him introduce himself. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What up? What up?
Shit. Tell the people who you are, what you do, things of that sort. You're new to the show, so
Yeah, Matisse. I by day I am a freelance graphic designer. Uh, by night, I don't really know what I am by night, but not that shit. Um, yeah, I don't know. I live in Portland. I'm
okay.
31.
Um, so yeah, man. So we've been having these conversations on just every party we've ever been to. For some reason, these good. I mean, we always have good conversations. Like I just feel like when I'm around you, I feel like there's always something to talk about. Um, regardless if like I can relate or you can relate, it's like we always find some common ground to talk about. And I think that's so dope when you see when you're out in the Pacific Northwest and you see somebody else black, and not that our circle is all the way white, because there's nothing wrong with that, but you know what I'm trying to say. It just feels to relate to somebody like about certain things or like struggling with certain shit. So um, one of those things that I or we have talked about is a little bit, and I've brought that up several times with you, and I really want to just talk about what manhood means to us, like just like what we usually do when we're like kicking it out in public and we're just exploring what manhood is. Um, so the first thing I'm gonna ask you is, what do you feel like manhood is to you?
Yeah. It's like kind of a hard question to answer, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I never like like really thought about that specific question before. But and I feel like manhood is like kind of rooted in this in some things I necessarily don't really believe in anymore. More like religion and shit like that. But I mean, I think in general, uh like for me in life, it's like me being happy and like being a good person. That's kind of like the only two things I really care about, truly. So it's like doing. I truly believe in like doing whatever makes you feel happy, and just like not like being a good person, mind your business, and yeah, like yeah,
Yeah. I kind of I'm there too with you. I feel like for me, manhood has always been described as like this machismo. I always looked at it. Always had a vision of what manhood looked like. It was never like something that you necessarily do. It was just a machismo type of rah macho man type of man. Like I always thought manhood was that. Then as I got older, I started realizing that's not really what it is because I guess there's just certain things in different chapters of our lives where we kind of are met with being tested, quote unquote, our manhood or whatever. Um, so for this episode, I want to introduce the topic by acknowledging how the concepts of manhood is often seen throughout like a heteronormative, lens, um, and how it could be just more fluid. Like I feel like we don't, because us as being black gay men, I feel like it's just conversations that I know for a fact. I don't know you, but I know for a fact that I've ran into oftentimes, especially amongst like hetero, folks. Um, and yeah, just that's where I want to start off. So I want to start off with like society's exceptions of what manhood is, like this traditional lens of masculinity. Like I feel like, and it's crazy because I know to people who's going to listen to this, like, oh, you're a hypocrite. You're a hell of a hypocrite because you like the blue collar men. You like the daddies who are like, like you like that. But even in those type of men, I find softness. I find, you know, vulnerability. I mean, because all that to me is masculinity. I still like. I don't look for men who are dominant in a way where it's disrespectful or like. I don't have some. Let me stop because I know I'm gonna start kink shaming in a second. But I don't have some like kink to where like I want someone to like dominate me in a way where it's like abusive. You know, I I I see dominance so differently. It's like okay, I give one example as far as um like my daddy bear. He's not dominant in a way where he's telling me exactly what to do. He's not or like being forceful or being mean to me. He's like, oh hey, like Cub, I think you can do this. You can do this better. Like him motivating me to do shit. Like him being that motivator. Like I look at it as a soft dom. Like it's so much different compared to like how some people want this rough exterior and want to be choked and out in public. Like I'm just not, like that's not the type of daddy I will look for. Just for that one example, but I'm saying like when we look at traditional masculinity, it's often viewed as dominance. You know, uh, strong, like because I realized that going to a powerlifting gym for as well as I did, you got to be the strongest person in there. You got to be. You can't be a guppy among sharks and like type of ideal. Um, people not knowing how to control their emotions. Just those are kind of like what I see traditional masculinity looking like. You know. Um, yeah, I mean that's how I see traditional masculinity in the view of it. So, but yeah, what do you feel?
Yeah, I see that too, but I also I feel like I've always I've always been, I don't know if I've been taught, but I've always um what's the word I'm looking for? Observed masculinity, or people thinking that manhood is kind of going back to your heteronormative stuff, is taking care of a family, like you're the provider, you're the blah blah blah. So it's I don't know, I've kind of known I like men for a while. So it's kind of I don't see myself having this family, so it's kind of always, and not saying that I won't, I don't know, maybe one day I'll want to have kids or whatever, but um it's never I've never matched with it in that way. Um but yeah, I see the definite, that's kind of how I've seen it growing up, but I've seen also the other side of being strong and not taking any shit and not blah blah blah, and in a sense I understand that, and I kind of uh, agree with that, but it's I don't know, it's always been interesting because I don't know, I've always just in high school I was a football player and I ran track and blah blah blah, but it's I also was in musicals and was a band geek, so it's kind of I've always had that duality of I've
Yeah,
never been
and
like
see, and what you're saying about that for me is kind of it's kind of the same. Like I was the dancer in high school, like crumb dancer, and people for being the one who would come to parties and I would dance, and I liked dancing. That people knew that about me. But at the same time, I also liked getting in trouble, wanted to be in gangs, wanted to fight, and want to be around like hood niggas and shit. Like knowing that's not me, but also knowing society kind of pushes you in that role when you get put in certain situations or you hang around certain people or you have certain life, situations where you may have a whole family full of gang members, which not me, but I'm just saying from example, I've seen that happen to some people where they get caught up in it because it's oh, well, my brother was a blood, my oldest brother was a blood, my oldest cousin, my mama was a blood. Like, you
right.
know, so I see those type of kind of things. But I feel like for me, I didn't really understand that until I became gay, or I knew I was always gay. I knew since I was 12, but when I finally faced the fact that I was gay and realized how masculinity and manhood affected me as a man, as a gay man, um, it was really conflicting for me coming out and you know entering into a community that was unfamiliar to me, that was foreign. Like I wasn't used to listening to techno music for 2 hours, 3 hours. I'll be honest. I was not used to that shit. I mean, I knew what house music was, but yeah, but some going to some of these places is just like techno and all night, and you're kind of just okay, girl, what's going on? Like, like that's how it was for me. It was like one long ass song. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
um, And I mean, at the same time, some people could say that for going, being in hetero spaces and hearing nigga, nigga, nigga all night, especially if you go to a black club or a black bar, listen to trap music. So I'm not necessarily making a joke. I'm just making an observation. It's just coming from one space to another space that was so foreign. I didn't realize it, and I didn't realize how um I did not fit any of these modes. So trying to fit into a community was extremely hard. I did not understand some of the things. I didn't understand the lingo, even though previous to that I would watch Noah's Ark and shit, and even though some of the lingo was familiar, it sounded different coming from people's mouths, especially those being like white gay men, you know. Um, so it was just like it was just realizing like how like you know manhood just looked totally different to me as a gay man. Like I just did not expect myself to like I feel like when I came into this community as a gay man, I feel like I needed to change who I was. I needed to change. I need to strip myself and deviate away from my culture and be a totally different person to be a gay man. Um, and that really kind of like hit some stuff on me because even now, like I remember, um, not to ramble on too much, but I remember like you know I mean, because I realized it had a really big impact on myself, like self identity. Because even I remember how when I first came out, like I didn't know nothing about trans people. I didn't know nothing about toxic masculinity or just gay stuff and gay relationships and open relationships and all this stuff. Like I was very close minded to all of that shit, especially like open relationships. Like I hated them. Like I used to hate, like I had a like wow, how can you let somebody else fuck your partner? And like I was real heteronormative, like when I first came out as a gay man, because I thought like, okay, I can do all these things, but I still need to keep these type of morals intact because this is what makes me a man.
Yeah.
Which was the crazy part. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I feel like I am slightly different because, like, I grew up really religious. Like, my dad's a pastor.
oh shit,
And so, like, yeah, I just, like, everything I knew until probably, like, high school was really just that.
yeah,
Um, and then, I mean, it's just like, and then in high school, I went from, like, I grew up in Ohio, so I went to like inner city middle school and then moved to like the middle of nowhere and went to high school and I was like one of two black people. So it was just like then it was like, okay, I only knew that. So it was
yeah,
just like really it was weird. Like I felt like I spent my whole like early part of my life like assimilating to like different kind of groups a little bit. Um and then I guess when I finally got to the point where I was like, I mean, and then I went to college and, I ran track in college and was in a fraternity and all this stuff and like spent so much time and effort like trying to show that I wasn't gay that I
yeah,
always was like no like where you were like I need to like change myself to be gay, I always felt like no, like nothing needs to like. Why does it have to change? Kind of like it was like it would have been so much easier for me if I could have just like. Well, I guess I did, but like if the only thing that changed was like who I was into, and it was like it does feel like you have to change a lot of things, I guess. And I feel like for that reason, like I've never like really officially came out. Like I've told like groups of people, and I moved from Columbus to Chicago, and that was like kind of like my trial run of
yeah,
being like a gay dude, but because it always just felt like, why do I need to proclaim this? Like I'm a tease who likes sports, who likes cars, but also likes drag race and
yeah,
like plants and interior design. Like it was
yeah,
like nothing like really needs to change, because and so.
yeah.
Mm.
I think it really the reason why that happens so much for some gay people that they feel like they gotta change is because um shit, it's a whole new world. What Elsa say or Ariel say? It's a whole new world. Like a whole new fucking world. Like because I was so amazed by some of the stuff that I saw within the community that and also like, that pressure to fit in. Like I feel like a lot of gay men, and I hate to say this because I know someone's gonna probably feel some type of way when I say this, but I feel like a lot of gay men had got, their time warped. They got stuck at a certain age of their life. And some of them act like 12-year-olds, and they communicate and operate and think on the level of a teenager. And and that's not to assault, because sometimes I was like that. I would say like 3 years ago I was like that. But you know, um, you get to a point where you have to learn to be like, no, it's actually okay for me to be this way. Like, I don't have to fit in with everybody. Like, I don't have
Right.
to. Like, I finally got to this. Like, and I'm there, but I feel like I need to close the door behind me. I'm in the door, but I haven't closed it behind me yet. But it's just like I don't have to fit in with everybody. Like, I am me. Like, I am Andre. I like fucking, dancing. I love sports. I love playing video games. I love doing this. I may not like this, but I appreciate this. I mean, like, I'm able to be who I am and still be gay all at the same time. Like, there's nothing
Right.
wrong, you know, being a certain way. It's just like I remember, sometimes I oftentimes get people being like, "Oh, like, it's kind of crazy how, you know, you know, you don't like, oh, you're not really into drag like that, or you don't watch drag." And I'm like, nah. And like, oh yeah, I'm like, I don't hate it. I just said I don't watch it. Like, that is, I'm not trying to be a masculine man. I'm just saying, like, I didn't really get in tune to it. Like, drag reminds me of theater. Like, I like theater too, but like, I don't watch it that often. I don't go to like shows I often, or like indulge my time into, like some people do. And there's nothing wrong with it if you do it. But it's like, why attack me in a way where I'm probably gonna say something really vile to you because it irritated me a little bit, which I've been working on, like trying not to like jump down people's throat when they do something that kind of like irritates me. Um, so it's like always that thing with manhood is like I feel like your manhood is always being tested on some way, whether it's the front or the back. It's like you have your heteros like, oh, you gay as fuck for going to theater, and then you got your gays like, oh, you not gay enough because you don't go to theater or you don't like drag. And I'm just like, wait, like y'all, like why am I being pushed back and forth? And I think that's another thing too that some people go through where they're like trying to figure it all out, like, and it's okay to just be who you are and like what you like and don't like what you don't like.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there is a lot of pressure to kind of
Yeah, fit that
fit
mold.
into a mold. Yeah. Like, I mean, I definitely I mean, I love football. Like, I love sports in general. I grew up watching sports. Like, I played sports my whole life, and that's definitely been a huge point of contention for sure. Like, I
I
mean,
know.
I've had people stop talking to me because
Yeah.
I used to date somebody a few years ago, and he ghosted me because I was watching a basketball game, like when we were hanging out, and it was just like he was like, "Oh, you like basketball?" Like, and it's like that to me is like crazy,
Yeah.
but it's like crazy to me just because I've always been on both sides of the coin. Now it's like I just kind of like, I've always, I guess I've been lucky to just like what I like and be like cool with pursuing that. Like I got made fun of on the football team because I was in band, but it was like I wanted to go to college for music, so it's like I'm not quitting band. So it's like make fun of me, I don't really care.
Right.
Um, and so it's like I feel like I've been lucky in that aspect where it's kind of like I've been able to I've been able to see all the sides and um kind of all my experiences have led me to being just like do what do what makes you happy because like when you are trying to please other people it's just never gonna end up
Never gonna work.
good. Yeah, like you're always just gonna like you're the one that's gonna like end up hurting from that, not these people that probably don't even care about you like that for real.
Right.
Um,
And it could be projection too, that they are like, fuck, I wish I had enough courage to do that, or I wish I had enough balls to like fucking be into whatever. Like, some people really care about self image so much to it's like kind of it's really toxic. It's the most
yeah,
toxic thing I've ever seen. Um,
yeah,
but I think redefining manhood as a gay man has really been a big thing for me, like a really good thing. Um, this expression of like fluidity, like gender expression and all that shit, like I'm really um big into it as of, the past few years of like just learning people how they express themselves. Like, and then it taught me how to learn how to express myself, like through the way I would dress, just the way I would live and doing things that I want to do. Like, I feel like, 5 years, six, or I would say shit, 10 years ago, I wouldn't be wearing crop top fucking shirts to the bars and to the gay clubs and shit. There's been a few times where I will link up with my brother and shit, forgot that I put on a crop top and I'm in a straight club with my belly out and shit, like not even thinking about it, because like I don't give a fuck. Like I'm me. Like I feel comfortable enough to be myself, and even posting the photos that I post on Instagram and Facebook, like, and shit, there was one point where I had two Facebook pages and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of getting on one page and checking one page and then checking the other page. This is doing too much. Like I'm already out of the closet now. Like everybody know I'm gay. We gonna combine these pages. And so I was like, everybody on my gay page, add this page because if you don't, this one's being shut down. And I only got it open because I got Spotify and my Spotify was linked to it. So I didn't delete it because of that. Because I don't feel like going through the whole loops of like trying to trying to like make a new Spotify page, especially after I'm like paying premium for as many years as I have, because I'm a Spotify fanatic. And so I was just like, hell no. But I got that one open, but I only use my original account. And I made the page because I was trying to find gay friends. I didn't have any gay friends outside of just like I didn't have any gay friends when I made this page. Like I made this page and I was just like, I want to find gay people all over the world that I don't know, and I want to just like understand gay life and know gay people. And that was my how I found out about the beer bars and the bear events and all these things, and kind of knowing more about the bear community and some of the negatives and some of the positives, but a lot of the negatives too. And just making community through the internet has been amazing for me. And so that was the reason why I had made the Facebook page. Um, but I've learned a lot about myself. Like I feel like, you know, manhood looks so much different to me. Manhood is not just about, you know, taking care of the family like I used to think. It's not, opening the door for a woman or, you know, it's not doing those things because I feel like holding the door for anybody is courtesy. Um, it's about, for me, manhood to me looks like, strength in a way, and not just picking up weights, but like, emotional restraint. Like I've gotten better at holding my emotions and holding my tongue better than I have, in previous years. Like I was having a conversation with someone the other day about something that happened at the Eagle, and he was like, I know you did. And I was like, actually, I probably would have not done it because I learned that I need to learn how to pick my battles. Like, I'm not going to beat nobody up in my home bar, knowing I love coming here, knowing, like, especially just like over something that they did. Like, I learned to give people grace now. Like, oh yeah, you touch me. Oh, I don't like being touched. You're going to get 3 warnings. The first one is going to be a warning. The second one, yeah. The third one, I'm probably going to punch you out. But I learned how to restrain myself much better and remove myself from situations where I'm not going to get myself in trouble. And so now I'm trying to be like, which is kind of toxic in a sense, but trying to remove that image that I created with making myself look like I am the angry person that cannot control his emotions, because I definitely can. You know, I think people see me that way. They see me because they saw how I am, but like, nah, I can control my emotions, and I feel like that's a part of what man looks like. in manhood, taking care of your business, taking care of yourself, grooming yourself, taking care of your life, like grooming yourself internally and externally. Not, like there's a lot to manhood, and it has nothing to do with the toxic things of what we think manhood looks like. You know, um, at least to me.
Yeah,
So
no, I totally agree with that. I mean, I think like yeah, I mean, just being comfortably you
yeah,
is enough, you know? I mean, I mean, I definitely have kind of known who I am for a long time, but I spent a lot of years like trying to compensate, which is kind of like,
yeah,
I mean, we talked about it earlier, but like make you feel like you gotta be strong, or like I had a lot of problems controlling my emotions when I was younger. I used to just say like really stupid. I used to just be like kind of a mean person, especially in high school, and I think it was just a lot because I felt like I had to like hide a part of myself. And I remember in high school there's a guy on our football team that like came out, and it was like kind of this kind of huge deal. Um, Mainly for him, but like in the school and stuff too. And I remember being like one of the last people to find out. Like he had like told, we had like kind of a friend group. He had like told everyone but me, and I was like the last person to find out. And I like asked him, I was like, "Oh, why didn't you like why didn't you tell me?" And he was like, "I thought like he's like honestly, you're like I've seen stuff you say, and like I thought you'd be like kind of mad." And I was like I felt dumb because like in the back of my mind I'm like I am like we are the same like we are like I'm literally like and I feel like that was like a moment where I was like okay I need to like change some things about me um
yeah,
and yeah I mean it's just like that's kind of I mean it just all goes back to like I just want to like be happy and like take care of my stuff and be a good person. Like, and that's
yeah,
all I can really do. Like, you know, so it's crazy. I mean, it's just like it takes a long time to get comfortable. And I felt like, too, like when I first moved to Chicago, like a lot of the stuff was like like it felt transactional
oh,
in terms of like my relationships. Because I like, you know, I had like came out to my roommates and whatever, it was like doing my own thing in Chicago, but I still wasn't like fully, you know, I was scared of somebody seeing, or I wasn't really fully myself, or like I was used to so many years of treating it like a transaction because I was hiding.
yeah,
So like I mean it's taken me literally until like last year for me to like truly feel like truly comfortable and not like really care. Um, which is like, yeah, crazy. I mean, I moved to Chicago in 2016. So,
yeah, yeah. That I feel like I feel like there's so many spaces where like I remember my friend had asked me a couple year ago. He said, "Why you always going to gay bars?" And I was like, "Motherfucker, because I'm gay. Like I'm gonna go to a bar that's gay, and like potentially I'm gonna see some ass or a man that I know I can get with, I can go home with. Why the fuck do I need to go to a straight bar where there's women there and there's men there who all are like trying to hang out and get each other on some level, right?" In some senses, that's what happens at those bars too. It's not just the gays that are hoes and freaks. Um, so like yeah, I can come and kick it with you at these bars that don't matter. But like if I tell you, oh, I'm gonna go here because I want to be around my people, just like you want to be around your people. Like, how would you feel? Or how would you feel if I was like, hey, why are you always going to straight bars? Like, you always going to straight bars. If we didn't have, I was like, just imagine living in a world where we didn't have a gay bar or straight bar. We just had a bar and people go hang out there and feel comfortable. But there's not a lot of spaces like that. I mean, here in Portland, there are several spaces now, but like, truth be told, like you don't find spaces that are you find spaces like that are geared towards this group or that group, and that's just what it is, regardless if it's sex, race, you know, music type, all that. That is exactly what bars are. That's just what it is. I mean, not just bars, but clubs too. Like there's certain things that are designed a certain way. So yeah, if I want to go to a bar where there's gay people there, I'm going to go to a gay bar where I know exactly. And I don't go to all gay bars. I go to certain gay bars. So I'm going to a bar where I know I can get what I want and be happy with that. I don't want to spend the whole night at this bar with you where I know I'm gonna be fishing through straight men who are trying to. No, no, I don't have that. That booty hole is not clean anyway, so no, thank you. You know how I feel about that shit. Hey, tell me why one of my friends, one of my work friends, told me you should get a shirt that says "Straight dudes don't clean that booty."
They don't. So
Hey, no, bro, it's so nasty. Ugh, still, I don't care. But anyways, I don't want to get off topic. Um, so like one of the things too, it's just like watching like it's okay. Um, this is I'm actually so what what differences like cultural differences as a gay man do you see like from when you weren't out until now? Like, do you see any like cultural differences? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll give mine first. So like one of the things that bothers me the fucking most as a gay black man is like when I first came out, my best friend was like, "Oh, we can go shopping," and I was like, "Bitch, no, we cannot. Like, I'm not gonna be a shopping buddy. First, I don't like spending my money like that. First off, I'm a hoarder of money. Like, I'm a hoarder of money. So I got really fucking frustrated with her because she really bent on shape of thinking I'm like the gay shopping buddy. Like, we're gonna go, and I did it once with her just because I was trying to say I try to be good to my bestie. And I was like, girl, like, like, I don't like this because this is not who I am. Like, I don't go out shopping. If I do go out shopping, it's just like I'm gonna go get an outfit together for the weekend or something. Like, I don't just be out shopping for random ass clothes. Like, I just never. I mean, there's times where I go to a store and grab a shirt or some jeans or something, but I don't designate myself to go shopping for clothes. That's just not something I do. You know, and it's just one of those stereotypes that I hate that gay men have to deal with. I hate it. Oh wait, and before another one, my homegirl had asked me, "So who's the girl and who's the man?" Like that one there burns my ass every single time because it's like, bitch, I'm not. I know I got man boobs. I know I got titties. I got a nice little rack of her. I know I do, but like I'm not a girl. I'm not a woman. I don't act like a woman. I don't be he not into me because I'm a woman. He's into me because I'm a man, girl. Like I mean, I might queen out a little bit, act like a little, queen out because that's just I'm comfortable to do that and be animated that way. But the dude, when I'm in the bed, I'm not making those like, sounds. Like I'm not a girl. I'm not a girl. Like, what are you talking about? So it's one of those things that really fucking pisses me off so much when it comes to like, I guess me just saying that right now is another way of testing manhood because I'm sorry I had to resort back to that mindset, but like it frustrates me so much. Like, why, why does why does manhood have to come into question when sexuality is on the table? Like that does not mean I'm a man because a man is fucking me in the ass, girl. doesn't mean that. Yeah. Sorry, I had to rant for a second. This shit annoys me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the cultural, like, that's kind of why I'm just kind of like, why, like, I've always felt like why like it should be more just seamless, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't know, I still hang out with like straight people because I've grown up around shit. Like, I moved here, all my friends that were already here were straight. Like,
Right.
it was just, it's easy, and I've always done it. I mean, I think, I don't know, I've been lucky to hang out around straight people
Okay.
too. That like,
If it's not a cultural difference, what is something that you notice different between those two cultures that you emerge into? So like when you hang out with your straight people and you hang out with your gay people, like, you know, versus for manhood. Like this is something like a manhood question. Like, is your manhood always coming into play when you're around your straight friends or your gay friends? Um, in that sense, I guess is what I'm asking. Maybe I should have worded that different.
mm, I would say no, but that's because of like, I'm very selective with who I put myself around. Um,
You are though. That's one thing I noticed about you. I his shit because he's very selective.
right, like if I don't fuck with you, I don't like. I'm not even gonna put myself in that position. Um, but I, it's also different. Like in Portland,
It's very different.
it's very different because everyone's kind of like fluid in their own. I feel like on the West Coast in general, but I would say, I guess maybe when I was younger, I always, it was like especially in college, it was very much like, why is Matisse pursuing, like, trying to hook up with girls at all these parties and stuff like that. Like, so it's kind of like, I think when I was younger, it was always the goal was to like find, be associated with some kind of person of the opposite sex, I guess. Um, and like obviously, I didn't really have any interest in it. I was like, I mean, I was faking it in a sense, but like, um, I would say that was like the biggest. Like, I remember that because I was like, right when I was in college, like all the dating apps came out, Tinder and Bumble, and
Right.
at one point there was like, do you remember when they did like the group Tinder where you could like invite people to groups and then
Yeah.
meet up with people? And I remember in college, like I was like trying so hard to like, I guess, be included in that, and I never was.
Yeah.
And I always was like, I mean, it turns out I just wasn't doing a good enough job at at pretending. But I don't
Right.
know. It's just always like that. I was always like, why don't they think I can like go out with them or whatever? Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I am just like, now I'm very selective because of all the shit from my past. So
Right.
it's like, I don't know if I like put myself in a situation to like feel
Yeah.
the difference. And if I do, it's like, I'm either gonna be like, you're fucking stupid, or I
Yeah.
just won't talk to them again.
Yeah. I think and for me, I feel like a lot of those situations I feel like kind of like cultivated its aura over me sometimes because I feel like sometimes I just run into it because I am an open guy. I like to talk. I'm very I mean shit. Hence I got a podcast. Like I like to talk and just do things. And you know how I am at the bars. I kind of just like And I mean, I don't talk to everybody, but like when the conversation sparks up, I'm fucking with it. Like I like to talk about shit, regardless if it's normal or abnormal. I just love to talk about certain things, and I read people too much, and I think that's my thing. Like I'm fucking nosy. That's another problem I have. I'm fucking nosy, bro. I'm a nosy motherfucker. Like I can agree. I have to say that I'm a nosy motherfucker, and so um I really listen to certain like what people say and how they treat you or how they react to you about certain things of how you are, how you know react. Like some people, like someone told a friend of mine, like, oh, Andre postures too much when he's out in public. Like he wants to look like he's very muscular. He wants to act like he's straight, and I'm like, bitch. Like, bitch, you mad because I can squat 400 pounds? That's what it is, huh? Like, that's what it is. Because it's like, I'm sorry that I got muscles. Like, I'm sorry that, like, my fucking back is hurting, so I need to arch my back some. I'm sorry that, like, that's what it is. Like, I don't understand, like, how, who I am and how I show up bothers people in a way that it does sometimes. And I mean, living in Portland, Oregon, how small it is when people, everybody, everybody's sleeping with everybody almost, especially amongst the gay community. So, like, it is what it is. But, like, it's like, I don't understand how, and I feel like I'm jumping off topic, but it goes along with the manhood part because that was the part that kind of like pissed me off because I was just like, I'm posturing, like, I hang out with the most weirdest. I don't say weirdest. Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. But I hang out with the most eccentric group of people, like the most eccentric group of people ever, bro. Like I have so many different types of people in my friend group, and I'm just out of all my friend groups, the first thing you thought about me was I posture too much, and I'm this too much, and I want to be like this too much, right? Like, girl, get the fuck out of here, like nobody cares, But that's just one way of just like how I feel like manhood is such like manhood looks so different to everybody, and so I feel like that's why everyone has an opinion on it. Like regardless
Hmm.
straight, regardless if you're gay, regardless if you're a trans man, regardless if you're trans woman, regardless if you're non-binary, everybody has a different opinion about what manhood looks like, and so I just would wish like everybody would support each other in a way where support everybody's own version of what manhood is, to some degree. As long as it's not toxic or like hurting somebody or, mistreating somebody different. Like if this man wants to walk around and arch his back and his shoulders are down, like let him do it, girl. Like let him have pretend lat syndrome. Like let him do it. That's what he wants to do. If he wants to wear makeup and have a fucking beard on his face, you know what I'm saying? Let them do it. Like it doesn't matter. It's just like I always say this because it's the most truest thing is that people have not realized yet that we are on borrowed time. We ain't gonna be here forever. And so I feel like everyone's lived experience should be validated in some way, some shape or form. And I wish more of people in community can do that. That's just me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like I feel like I've started to see a little bit of change in society a little bit, maybe with this like newer generation. Like I'm not that old, but um, like I mean, I think it's being accepted to be who you are a little bit more, um, which is nice. Like I feel like I don't. It's nice that like it seems like the younger people aren't having to kind of deal with what I had to deal with
Yeah.
when
Like
I was a kid, you know.
yeah, they going to high school prom together and shit now. Like I'll be jealous as hell about that. Like bro, you going to the high school prom with your boyfriend
I I would have never like,
ever,
and it's crazy because it is like if I did, my life would be, I wouldn't say better now, but it would have. I think things would be a lot different.
Yeah.
Um, like I went through a lot of stuff that I like didn't real like that. Now that I look back on it, it's like it's stupid that you like had to go through this, because you felt like you weren't worthy or enough or able, you had to fit a certain mold or wasn't able to be
Yeah.
who you want to be. So it's like I think that's good. Like I think I do see change. I mean, it's I don't know. We live in a crazy world, but um,
We do.
yeah, I don't know.
But all right, y'all. We have reached the end of the show. I would like to thank Matisse for coming on here and finally coming on and chat with me. I feel like since you like sports, I think I'm gonna have something in mind for us. I don't know what, but something sportsy is gonna. Because I mean, you like sports. I like sports to a degree. I mean, I like
I mean, we went bowling and I beat everybody, so that should have been your first.
like really on here. Okay, you beat us. You did. I was runner up though. That's all that matters. But yeah, I feel like there's something sporty to talk about um, that we could probably do on here. At least I would think. Um, but yeah, you want to shout yourself out, give out your social medias, whatever. Plug yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't be posting like that, but if you do want to find me, Metal World Tees, um, which is a sports reference actually, on Instagram. Um, yeah,
All right.
that's really it.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. That's where I see them at. Y'all know what to do. Follow me on Instagram, the real Doc Dre, which is my personal Bubba's Banter podcast. Follow me on my Facebook page, which is Bubba's Banter. Um, Subscribe to me everywhere. There's going to be a link in the description. You'll find me everywhere you want to stream me at, whether it's YouTube, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, all the names. Just hit the link and you'll see exactly where I'm streaming. But again, if you are using Spotify, please use that and subscribe to me because I am hosted by Spotify for podcasters. Okay. And it's a great deal too. Please do that for me. Um, and again, go get those bearskin underwear. You know what I'm saying? Get that 15% off. Use my promo code Bubba and you'll be good. Yeah, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. All right. Peace. Oh shit.
Why'd I get confetti?
I know. I'm like, wait, why did he get confetti, bro? I couldn't get the confetti. Like, what the hell? Oh shit.